All right, folks. It's very rare when you get to talk to someone that you respect so much and that you consider a friend who's gonna fight. Coming up here at RUF MMA 56 on October 28th, right? It's Liberty Theater, Phoenix, Arizona. Anyone in Keyboard Warriors knows who this man is. All right, but his name is Stephen Frontroth, also known as Head Kick. What's up, my boy? How you doing?
Matt, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. We're actually more confident than we've ever been. I mean, you can see the eyes are bruised, the arms are bruised, but those are just battle wounds, man. We're going to war in the gym, and I'm not as good as I thought I'd be, but I feel I'm good enough, man. I feel I'm good enough. Age is a damn thing.
I'm right there with you, man. So when you were talking, when you told us about this, and obviously we were in a group chat and all that, and you let us know about it. Um, you said it was like a bucket list thing that you wanted to get back to because you fought before, right?
Yes, yes. I fought twice in 2012. So a little over 11 years ago to the date, if you want to get technical with it. But I didn't do it the right way, and I broke my foot. Life started to go in a different direction. So obviously, it was. I told myself 3, and I only got 2. And the older I get, I'm like, man. I don't want to live with any regrets. So that's basically what this is. It's a one-off to fulfill a promise I made to myself, man.
So there you go, man. So that's dude. Hey, it's just nuts, man. Like I was telling you before, we went on air that I was just like, dang, dude. Because I have a few of my own way back in the day. I'm not coming back. Age be damned, dude. I'm not doing it. But man, I was like, man, that's really cool. So what was did you pitch this idea to RUF? Did they ask you, hey, you still want to fight, or how did it all come about?
Well, let's just rewind a little bit to like early December, maybe early to late December. I'm sitting on the couch with a boot on my leg because I fell off a cliff and broke my foot again. Same one. I'll be damned, right? And I'm sitting in the boot, and my wife. We're just having a conversation, and I look at her and I said, "Baby, I know that we've been talking about this for a long time, but I think." I don't care what your feelings are on the matter. I have to do this. I'm going to fight again. And I was expecting a war there. You know what I mean? I was literally expecting her to, just go to war about saying no. And she was just like, okay, if that's what you want to do. And I'm like, man, so all it takes is for me to break my foot. I'd have done that years ago. You know what I mean? Like, come on. But I think she realized that the type of person I am. I don't like, that whole unknown coulda, shoulda, woulda bullshit. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like a relief. I was ready for it. You know what I mean? I was ready to fight her right there. But I didn't have to, which is great. And I've had her support this entire time. She hasn't really enjoyed it too much because she doesn't get a lot of this guy. But we're going through all the right steps, man. I went and had surgery on my face. So last time you saw me, I had lentes. Now, no mas, right? I'm training at a gym, a good gym in Dominate down in Green Valley. It's like 30 minutes from my house. Killers out of that gym. Jesus, you know what I mean? So I'm doing things the right way instead of before where I was just training out of my garage and just got in really good shape.
Yeah, there you go, man. So. Well, you're like it's next weekend, dude. You're days away. It's no longer months. It's not week. We're days away from stepping in there. Opponent, like as far as the opponent goes, and I haven't actually been able to find the name of the fella, so I apologize. But who are you fighting, and what do you know about him?
Okay, so I'm fighting Jurlov Ronvaldsen. I believe he trains out of Black Flag Submission Company. If I'm remembering correctly, I actually had him on my show as a guest. And there's I don't dislike the guy. He's a very cool guy. I actually am very fond of Jurlov, and he's just like me. You know what I mean? I think last year he came back after like a 10-year hiatus, and a lot of his fights, like some of mine, they weren't recorded. or they weren't sanctioned, or they weren't whatever. You know what I mean? So we're both 0-1 on paper, but we have fights from over 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So stylistically, I think it's a good matchup for both of us. You know what I mean? Two older gentlemen. You know what I mean? We're seasoned, right? Not in the way that you would want in a cage fight, but for sure. We're both about the same height. He's a lot bigger than me. You know what I mean? He's a bulky guy, but I know that he's got really good hands in the pocket. I know that he wants to go for the takedown, and we've prepared for that. You know what I mean? I think me and your love are going to put on a really, really, really fun show for the fans. And at the end of the day, me walking into that cage is a W. Now, don't get it twisted. We're coming for that win. You know what I mean? But for me personally, on a promise I made to myself level, me getting in that cage is already a win. When I get the win on the 28th, that's just a cherry on top.
There you go. So, you were originally supposed to fight at 155. Now you're going down to 145. How hard is that change? Because I mean, that weight cut, 10 more pounds. People can say whatever they want. They just cut weight. That's 10 pounds, dog. Damn.
Okay, so originally I was supposed to fight Jeffrey Isham. And I thought after coming back after 10 years, fighting a guy like Jeffrey Isham, at the time he was 0-6. By the time we had signed the contract, he was 0-7. And then I guess he had signed another contract with another promotion out in Utah, where he's originally from. So he signed theirs first. He's fighting for them first. You know what I mean? But Jeffrey is a guy I should say, because he's still alive. He's not dead. But very big lightweight. I don't know how he would have made it 55, because he's very big. He's like 5'9", 5'10", but he's just fucking massive. But his boxing, his jiu-jitsu, his kickboxing, Muay Thai, on every single martial art that encompasses MMA, I feel skill for skill. Back then when I had signed the fight, it made sense. We were all around about like a 3 or a 4. You know what I mean? I'm coming back after 11 years, and it was rough when I first started, man. No pun intended, but I was like, oh my goodness, like, I've been commentating for 5 or 6 years, right? And I've been watching MMA for decades, and I fought before. So you would think that you would just kind of pick up where you left off. And it's like my brain knows everything, like what to do, but the body's just like, nah, old man, sit down. Sit down. So Jeffrey Isham initially was the smart choice, right? And then that whole thing goes down. And I'm like, okay, well, I talked to the matchmaker, and I'm like, well, look, I was going to walk in at 155 pounds. It wasn't going to be a cut. And this was probably about 2-3 weeks ago. I said, I'm sitting at 158, and the fight is still over a month away. You know what I mean? Yeah. So cutting 12 more pounds wouldn't be that fucking crazy. Now, again, that whole age thing is coming, it's rearing its ugly head. And I'm at 54 right now. So I think, we get in that sauna, we'll be all right. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Plus, one of my sponsors and good friends, Patrick Boffman, a much more exciting fight. I'll just tell everybody right now. Look, that fight between him and Marcus Nash for the middleweight title. I know this is my interview, but goddamn, am I excited for that one? Okay, but he's got to make it down to 85, and it's his first time cutting 85. So I have a feeling, me and him are going to be helping each other in the sauna. So we're ready for it.
There you go, and man, the commentator in you, and the media member, just like I am, and we take over the media. I would have done the same thing. I'd be like, hey man, look up higher in the card, dog. It's crazy. So, you've been trying to get me to go to RUF MMA forever, and just because it falls on a Saturday when I just got so much coverage to do. No UFC that night, no nothing. Boy, I'm going. I'm gonna be there. I can't wait to see you in person. I'm gonna try and find you afterwards, get you a beer, whatever. And we got to hang out a little bit afterwards and celebrate. Like you said, the W's just getting in there. That's enough right there. But beside the fight, again, you have your own shows, you do interviews and all that, the commentary. What's your favorite part of that? Like your whole, that whole part of your life?
So on that side of my life, obviously commentary is, still developing. I don't feel like I get told that I'm a great commentator, and I appreciate the compliment, and that means something to me, but I'm never satisfied with my own work. So on that, it's kind of like, super nitpicky, but what I really like, so I really enjoy commentary, don't get it twisted. But my favorite part about what I do and how I got to where I am is Arizona MMA, and more specifically amateurs, right? Everybody loves the Marcus McGee's and the Jared Cannoniers. Everybody loves those guys. But nobody knows about I shouldn't say nobody knows, but not a lot of people know about the Patrick Boffmans or the Danny Fesslers, or, all these guys that are coming up. These guys are the next generation. You'll have guys that are 1 in 3 in their amateur career, and I guarantee you, they beat the brakes off of most of the division. And it's just, styles make fights, or the guy that they fought was just a smidge better, or just had a better night, a better weight cut, whatever. But this amateur MMA scene here in Arizona is, not only is it like super, super strong and like deep, but these guys, I mean, they put everything on the line. They are training like professionals. They are eating like professionals. And you're talking about a guy that for the last 6 or 8 months, this is all breathing. Usually I'm just interviewing the guys. Now they're punching me in the fucking face. You know what I mean? So definitely I have much, much more of an appreciation for like what I do, because I see the grind that these guys go through, man. And dude, I'd rather go pump a sewer. I tell you this right now. I don't think that I could be a fighter much after this fight, because it is grueling, and it's devastating to your entire life. My wife and kids have made the adjustment, bless their hearts, and they've been champions about it. But I guarantee you, they can't fucking wait until I'm declared the winner, and that's it. You know what I mean? Then I can go back to helping them cook and helping them clean and helping them do homework. It's you got to give everything up to do this the right way, and these amateurs are doing it like professionals. So that's my favorite part of what I do outside of the cage.
Yeah, assuming your family's gonna be at the fight, and your kids and everything. What are you? I mean, I'm assuming you're looking forward to having them see, hey, Daddy's getting in there. We're going. We're scrapping. What do you think?
They're not showing it now, but I bet they're pretty nervous, because now I'm not going against some guy who's never won. I'm going against a guy who's won, but it just doesn't show up on his record, and he's good. Right. The guy I was fighting before, look, I respect Jeffrey for getting in there 7 times. I'm not, trashing the guy, but let's be honest, you've been in the cage 7 times and you haven't won. So I would advise that kid to probably find, a better coach, or, fix the situation. Whatever the issue is, not getting him the W, like find the source of that and fucking fix it. Because I respect the hell out of him. I don't think I could make 6, 7 walks to the cage and not win. I'm just not that guy, but he's that guy. He's about it. He's about the life. So I just hope that he fixes something. But now I'm fighting a guy who's legit, right? He may not be a Marcus McGee or a Patrick Boffman, or, a UFC caliber, a title caliber fighter yet, right? Maybe we haven't seen a lot of film on the guy. So I like exploring that unknown. And I think my kids are just so like not worried about it, because I'm not worried about it. The minute I show, like, damn. So when I have those thoughts, it's in the car when I'm driving to the gym, my man. You got to have those thoughts away from the wife and kids. You cannot like, oh man, I'm fighting this big dude, or I'm fighting this guy who, the last guy to fight him went to go fight for the title. You know what I mean? It's a huge deal. You know what I mean? And it's a huge difference in experience levels. You know what I mean? So I think me being calm, and, they see I'm training. Well, they don't see it because I'm never here, right? But they see it. And I think that their confidence and my confidence together is our confidence. You know what I mean? If that even makes sense.
That makes complete sense. Believe me. Oh, Jesus. This camera's tripping on me, bro. Fourth wall, folks. What are you going to do?
They can't handle all that good looking guy right there. It's just.
I hear you, bro. All right. To wrap it up with a nice little bow here. We talked about it. The W's getting in there. I'm still going for the win, obviously. But end of the night, what are you hoping? Like the feeling is like after you're done fighting, they raise your hand, you go out, you go hug the wife and the kids and all that. What's the feeling you want to feel afterwards?
I know the feeling that's going to be regardless of the outcome, because I'm not a fucking idiot. It's MMA. My clock can get clean just like anybody else's. I can get caught in a scramble, so I'm not, pushing that thought out of my head at all. Just I know I will feel accomplished regardless of the outcome. If I win by knockout, by submission, by split decision, by majority decision, by DQ because he accidentally hit me in the nuts too many times, or even if he wins, I am going to walk out of that cage feeling accomplished, because I know, me personally, and everybody in the gym could tell you, except for when there was an injury that I had to take 1 day off. I took 1 day off. But we've since recovered and we're feeling strong, right? But they'll tell you, I show up, I do the work. You know what I mean? And trust me, these guys are all younger. They're faster. They're stronger. They're so much better at this than me. That doesn't deter me. That doesn't make me want to take a day off. And on my days off, I'm lifting here at the house. I'm going for runs with the wife. I'm staying active because I can't afford not to. Let's just be honest. I'm old. But at the same time, it's, I know that I'm putting in the work. So regardless of the outcome, I know I'm going to feel accomplished. And, I fought before, I lost before. And even when I walked out of the cage, then the respect that fighters have for each other, it just goes beyond anything that regular people have for each other. Right. So I know that I'm going to have that, and it's going to be more relevant. So fighters now, when I have them on my show, they're going to be like, dude, it wasn't just 11 years ago. It was last week you fought. You know what I mean? Now I know what a real weight cut looks like. Cause I cut weight. I got in a really good shape. You know what I mean? So I never really cut weight. This time I'm actually cutting weight. I'm doing all the things that I hear them do. I see them do. Now I'm experiencing it myself. And I think that, at the end of the day, that's what I need.
Gotcha. All right, folks, you heard it from him, Stephen Frontroth, Mr. Head Kick Audio, RUF MMA 56 next week, October 28th. Go to let's see, RUFMMA.com, right, for the pay-per-view.
I think it might be the Celebrity Theater website. I'm not 100% sure. But if you need to know, just look at me, headkick.audio on Instagram, and I'll shoot you a link. Or Facebook, whatever, however you want to get a hold of me, I can shoot you the link. I can shoot you the link. Oh, sorry, it's this way because you're this way on my screen. But I can shoot you the link so that you can put it, maybe in the description of the video, however you want to handle it.
All right, folks. If you're in town, go to the fight. If you're not, get the pay-per-view and make sure you put under Steven. All right, and give my homeboy a little bit of change on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Head Kick Audio. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too. Until next time.